Hello folks, I'm Bill Swift and we are here at the Toronto Boat Show to introduce our new boats for 2014. We've made some significant overall changes, and one of the most exciting is that we have a new resin and gel coat chemistry that's uniform across all of our canoes, pack boats, and kayaks. The new resin is an epoxy vinyl ester blend that offers more stiffness and much more strength than resins that we've used in the past. We have been building boats now for close to 30 years, and we've been using the resin infusion process for the past 6 years. We're getting so many consumers commenting that we have by far the cleanest finished boats in the industry. And the amount of pressure that the resin infusion puts when we use it really allows us to get a really tight finish, allows a very precise fitting of all the pieces, and a complete wet out of the laminate. In particular, with resin infusion, we have a complete wet out of the laminate into the ends as well as the rest of the boat, so there's no void or pock marks in the ends of the boat. This year we have made improvements to our carbon Kevlar trim system on our canoes. We've modified the shape a little bit, we've changed the outer lip, and the resulting new trim is a little bit stronger and a little bit stiffer than last year's trim system. Perhaps the most exciting improvement or change for this year is that we're now building our carbon fusion canoes with an option of what's called a Textreme finish. This finish has a flatter weave. It really adheres nicely to our gel coat system, gives you an absolutely beautiful, stunning finish, is about 20% stiffer, and offers more strength than traditional carbon does. We have also changed our flax fiber material, and the new flax fusion laminate has an outer layer that has a very tightly knit weave to it, and it offers improved strength and a fantastic appearance. We are building more and more of our parts with resin infusion with composite. This particular end cap is made out of carbon, and it has the imprint of our logo on it. It is an option on all of our canoes and pack boats. We have a number of changes to our pack boat line for this year. Here is the Pack 12 and Pack 13-6. They have our new carbon Kevlar trim system, which is a cross weave of carbon and Kevlar. We've changed the profile of it to give it a little bit more seaworthiness, and the overall boat a little bit more rigidity. All of our seat bases this year, we're also building out of carbon fiber, significantly decreasing the weight of the part, and it's also allowing us to glue the part with a urethane adhesive right into the floor of the boat. And the 2014 models don't have bolts where the foot braces or the seats are. Très magnifique. Here are our two new pack boats for this year. In the top one, the Keewaydin 14, is the cedar strip prototype that our designer David Yost provided with us. The bottom one, the Keewaydin 15, we've had as a popular canoe for 2 years. Both of these models for 2014 are going to be available in our very popular pack setup with the folding kayak seat with a very thick foam padding, the adjustable lumbar support, and the nice swing to the seat. They're complemented with the new carbon seat base. These two new pack boats are going to offer improved performance. They're going to be sleeker than our current boats, they're going to be better in windy, wavy conditions, and the paddling station on them is a bit narrower, making it easier to reach over the sides. Also new for 2014, we have developed a new brand at Swift, which is called Northern. We are starting with two popular size canoes, an Outfitter 16 and a Prospector 16. These two canoes both have shoe keels on the bottom. We're building them with our resin infusion process. We use a little bit different process and materials inside them to complete the laminates. We're building them with both an aluminum trim, which is very heavy duty, with the wood seats. And in particular, what's very important to outfitters and camps and people that want extreme durability, we have alloy end caps. So when you roll the boat over on rocks and cottage docks, tremendous durability. We are also finishing them with a vinyl trim package. And our vinyl trim doesn't have any rivets on the outside. So when paddles and they rub their hands on it, there's no sharp edges at all. They have the wood slung seats. The Kevlar version has the contoured carrying yoke. The Prospector 16 in Kevlar weighs about 54 pounds with the vinyl trim, 52 pounds with the aluminum trim, and retails for $23.95. This is our popular new Northern Outfitter 16, and this shows you the shoe keel that we have on the bottom. It's nice and flat, so it's not going to catch on rocks or logs as you maneuver the boat, but it's going to improve the tracking a little bit and provide a little bit of a durability strip to the boat. We have made quite a few technical improvements to our kayaks this year. The first being that we've used the same new resin and gel coat chemistry that we're also using in our canoes and pack boats. They're going to have greater impact resistance and greater overall rigidity. The top Kawasa here has our popular carbon fusion laminate. This is also available with that very lovely Textreme finish we showed you on the canoe earlier. This is one of our best-selling kayaks, the Kawasa 13-2. I'm 6'4". I'm able to put my legs and my knees right under and have a very comfortable bracing position. David Yost has designed this for what he calls 2 knees up, where a person can stretch their legs, stretch their backs by folding like this. And what I like is that I can get out of the kayak just like this without having to wiggle in and out of it. Voila. Our new kayak for 2014 is a 14-foot version of this boat, the Kawasa 14. It's going to be available in both the regular depth and a lower volume. And it essentially is going to be this exact kayak stretched out 10 inches. All of the length is going to be in the cockpit area. So the cockpit area is going to actually be 10 inches longer this way. It's going to be a great kayak for people whose knees don't bend the way they used to, or for people that want a performance kayak that may want to take a small child, an animal, fishing gear, camera equipment right in front of them. These are 2 of our popular Adirondack kayaks, the LT versions, the Adirondack 10LT and the 12LT. One of the key features of this series is the comfort. They have the real nice foam pads to brace your knees against, and they have our Comfort high back seat that has the 1-inch foam padding on the bottom, the adjustable lumbar support on the pack, and a very popular feature with this is that they're fold down. When you're not using them, you strap them in, you can clip them in for transport, and then when you go to use them, you just clip them right in the back, and even someone with a microphone in one hand shows you how easy it is. You can pull it back up again. The 10LT is our most popular kayak. In the lightweight Kevlar configuration, it only weighs 24 pounds. In the carbon fusion, it's 22 pounds. Very popular boat with paddlers, I'd say 160 pounds and under. The Adirondack 12LT is by far our most popular kayak in this series. The 2 additional feet gives it a little bit more glide, a little bit more efficiency with each stroke. It's a beautiful tracking kayak. It weighs 26 pounds in the Kevlar Fusion laminate and 24 pounds in the carbon fusion. Here is our Adirondack 12 and Adirondack 13.6 that have the hatches. The cockpit is a little bit wider than on the LT version, so it's a little bit easier to put a dog or a small child in these boats. And they also have the hatches on them at both ends with very deep channels to them. You really need to work to get them out, to pop them right out. You see the pressure right there. And they have the solid bulkheads at both ends. We build the hatches and the bulkheads with our resin infusion process. The Adirondacks have extremely efficient hull shapes in the water. David Yost has created them where they're straighter keeled in the back end so they track very nicely. There's a little bit rocker forward so you can get them to maneuver in windy, twisty streams or to compensate for windy conditions where you're getting blown one direction. And one of the most distinguishing features of a Dave Yost design is that the boats are consistently rounded in the chine area and consistently rounded from one end to the other. This allows waves, when they hit the side of the boat, to roll underneath it with less effect of moving the boat around. This is my favorite Adirondack, the 13.6. And notice how much room I have in between my legs. I had a 80-pound Shepherd Rottweiler cross, and he fit in here very nicely. I like to paddle quite often where my knees are braced on the side of the boat. It allows me to paddle for hours very comfortably. Here is our popular Kawasa kayak line, the 4 current models that we have in production. The top 2 are the Kawasa 12.6 and 12.6 LV. They're essentially the same kayak. When we build the 12 LV, we cut the deck and the hull both down 1/2 inch, so it's 1 inch tighter to the body. Below them are the Kawasa 13.2 pairs. So the Kawasa 13.2 on the bottom really fits a larger person such as myself. And then the Kawasa 13.2 LV has become the most popular boat in this line because it fits such a broad variety of paddlers. Here are the features of our popular Kawasas. It starts out with the nose cones that you can go ramming speed into a dock or a tree with if you're carrying it. They have the comfort handles on them that are a pleasure to lift up. They have perimeter deck lines that have the glow in the dark speckles on them. There's quite a few bungee cords so you can store lots of gear. The hatches on them have a very tight fit, a deep channel that you really have to pressurize it. You get your finger right under to get it out to keep it watertight. And there's solid bulkheads separating the chamber from the main part of the boat. We use straps that are very easy to buckle. So once you store your gear in this, you can very quickly snap it back together. Now the cockpit area of the kayak has our very popular high back folding seat. One of the main components of it is the seat base, which has this foam in it. It's a 1 inch thick pad of foam that was developed for the medical industry for enhanced blood flow management. It's used in wheelchairs and in special needs chairs. It's extremely comfortable an hour into a paddle. We also have the very popular foam on the sides, which rest on your shoulders while you're carrying the boat, and also when you brace your knees underneath it. There's the nice paddle rests behind the cockpit. When you're getting in and out of the boat, you can put your paddle in there to give you more stability. Towards the rear of the boat, we have our stainless steel security lock, where you can run a cable through it to lock your boat up when you need to. This is our Kawasa 13.2 LV. For 2014, we're coming out with a 14-foot version of this boat that's literally going to be this kayak stretched 10 inches, and all 10 inches are going to be an elongation of the cockpit area. So it's going to allow a larger paddler or somebody that wants to take some gear with them, a person that maybe doesn't bend as well as they used to. It's going to give them a 14-foot cruising kayak with great performance. Here are our popular light touring kayaks, the Saronaks. There's 2 14-foot versions, the Saronak 14, which is 14 inches deep. The Saronak 14 LV has the same hull and deck shape, and it's 13 inches deep, and it ideally suits a smaller size paddler. Then we have the Saronak 15. that is also available in a standard depth at 14 inches, and then a lower cut volume, the Saranac 15 LV, that is 13 inches deep. These boats have beautiful designs. They're very rounded in the chine area. They roll with waves very nicely. They also have sleek waterline widths to them in overall shape. They cut the water very efficiently. They're not speedy race kayaks, but they're very quick kayaks to paddle at the average recreational touring speed. Very straight keeled in the back end so they track nicely. A bit of rocker forward so they can maneuver when need be. Many folks get their Saranacs with a skeg system. The control for ours is right next to the paddler, and it's got a very nice ball shape to it. Stainless steel line going back. It's very easy to lower and bring back up again. And the blade is designed that when it's hit, it will pop back up again. It greatly assists in tracking the boat in a straight line in adverse weather conditions when it gets very windy, wavy from a quartering direction. For folks that want a rudder on their Saranacs, we have the popular C-line rudder. The up-down control for it is right next to where you sit. Very easy to loosen up, lower it down into position. Very easy to bring it back up again. It's got a very foiled shape to the blade, so it really cuts the water efficiently. And although this blade looks small, it's highly effective in steering the kayak in the direction that you want to. It's complemented with a C-line foot brace system, which you can't see here, but it's got two controls on it. A bottom position always gives you a permanent bracing position for your feet, and the upper position you can control the directions with your toes. It's, in our opinion, by far the best rudder system to get. One of the neatest features of all of our kayaks is that we use very comfortable foam padding, which can rest right on your shoulder while you're carrying the boat. And you notice on my lower hip, the bottom foam is hitting the side. These are very comfortable kayaks to carry. This shows our standard kayak finishes. The first one is grape, sea blue, aqua blue, apple, yellow, mango, and the ever popular red. All of our kayaks are standard with a champagne finish on the bottom. They're also available with some other options. The carbon finish kayaks you can get with a clear black hull, which shows the beautiful finish of the resin infusion process. And both the Kevlar, the carbon, and the hybrid fusion are available with a two-tone color finish in either what we call sunburst or glacier blue. And then we also offer the decks in a finish with this beautiful barracuda finish, which is available in this sage green color, a golden yellow, or a silver.